So the first website I chose to do was ESPN. Regarding my first kind of part of the rubric, was the 6 design principles for making a website that was scan friendly, if you wanted to say. So the first thing is conventions, and just a couple of things to point out. ESPN does a good job of conventions. They use icons that people are familiar with for the conventions, for searching, and for a user. Um, so it did well with the conventions. The hierarchy of the website is present. It's easy to see. Um, the biggest stories are at the top of the page, kind of in a bigger, um, take up a bigger piece of the page. Subsections are present, so the content is wrapped into subsections. The links all work really well. The website isn't too noisy. It utilizes white space. It's pretty organized. Um, and then finally, the text formatting is pretty good. You can see the times of games in different colors. The scores are in a little bit bigger font, so it's very easy. The text is used, so it's a very scan friendly website. Persistent navigation is present. There is the secondary navigation is present as well. If you it kind of leaves a "Are you here?" track as well. So if I go to scores in the secondary navigation of the NBA, I can tell exactly where I'm at on the website due to this kind of upside down triangle and the underline there. The names of all the pages after the links match the title pages. So NBA, I can tell them on the NBA site here. As far as the homepage goes, the site ID, the mission isn't really there, but that's probably just because ESPN is such a well-known company. But the site ID is easy to find. It's the ESPN logo there. Kind of the 4 main questions: what is this? What can I do here? What do they have here? Why should I be here? Are all answered pretty easily. And the one thing that ESPN was missing, and once again, this is probably just due to the fact that that's their kind of their tagline is the worldwide leader in sports, so they don't really feel like they have to appeal to an audience. But there is no tagline or welcome blurb or learn more anywhere on the page, which I don't know if that's really something you need for a website like ESPN, but Krug suggests it. So I gave the ESPN website a score of 22 out of 24 points. So the next website is the golf course I work at, Crestwood Country Club. As far as conventions go, there's kind of nowhere to be found. As far as golf courses go on the web, most of the time the general convention on the homepage is to have a big kind of jumbotron picture of the course. So they kind of break that convention. Didn't think they did a good job of conventions. There really is no hierarchy that you can tell. Everything is just kind of scattered throughout the page. The main content isn't in like any bigger section of the page. There are content subsections that are relevant, so they do have that on here. The links do work, and you can tell that they are links. They change color and underline. The homepage is, and all of the other pages are very noisy in the sense that they are very disorganized, in my opinion. Krug gives the example of walking into a messy room, so they were not good for that scannability characteristic. As far as the text formatting goes, not very scan friendly. You have all uppercase letters here, a different font, but it's not a link. Different font size here for the bullets, so the text formatting was not very scan friendly. There is persistent navigation. There is no footer navigation. There is local navigation, even though the navigation bars are designed terribly, in my opinion. The names of the links do kind of match the title pages, so that is a plus about this website. There are "you are here" indicators for the persistent nav and the secondary nav. Just changes colors so you can tell you're on the 60th anniversary page under the history link. As far as the homepage goes, the site ID and the mission are not easily viewed. You can't really tell what the mission statement is for the website. It could be Crawford County's hometown resort. It could be your complete golf and country club experience. It's not with the site ID, so that's very hard to tell. What is this? It's obviously a golf course website. It's easy. What can I do here? Kind of ambiguous. There's so many links everywhere. What do they have here? That's answered pretty well. Why should I be here, not somewhere else? And honestly, if I was picking a country club off of the website only, I would not join because this website is not designed very well. And then finally, there is no tagline or welcome blurb or learn more section to the website. So I gave Crestwood an overall score of 10 out of 24 points. The next website's a realty company from where I'm from, ProX Realty. Just a few things that I wanted to point out as far as in the tablet size. So it's not even tablet size yet. So if you get to this size, there is some things I wanted to point out. So conventions, as far as alignment and stuff goes, the daily emails at the top is kind of an odd feature to me. The navigation bar being right below the title of the company or the ID of the company is kind of odd to me. I don't think they followed very good, conventions. There really isn't any hierarchy to the pages. You can't really tell what the important content is. There are subsections of content that are kind of wrapped in these boxes. The links, some of the links, all the links here work, but this is confusing to me. These look like links for a phone number and an email, but they're not links. You can't click on them. Once again, I think that this website is extremely disorganized as far as the noisiness component goes. And then finally, the text formatting. It's kind of all over the place with the different colors and different fonts. They do have a persistent navigation here. Tablet size, it's in the drop-down hamburger menu, but the hamburger menu is over here and the navigation comes up down here. So that's not very well put together. There's no footer navigation present. There is local navigation within here, but one thing to point out as far as navigation design goes is once I go there, I have no clue where I'm at on the website. So there's no "are you here" indicators or no breadcrumb trail, so users can't figure out. They have no clue where they're on the website. Going back to the homepage design, the site ID is right here, really big, but there is no mission statement to go along with it. It's kind of in an odd spot. It's not really centered. It's not in the top left corner, so it's not very easy on the eyes. As far as those 4 questions, what is this? What can I do here? What do they have here? Why should I be here, not somewhere else? I think those questions are answered, but once again, if I'm just judging it off the website, I'm not picking this realty company because the website does not look like it was put together very well. Excuse me. And then the tagline, welcome blurb, learn more. That's not present at all. And then where should I start? There's the design of the home page and the navigation does not make it very user friendly. And also one thing I kind of forgot to mention as far as text formatting goes, there are no headers anywhere on the front page. Some headers breaking things up I think would have, according to Krug, been a lot better. So the ProX Realty site I also gave a score of 10 out of 24 points based on the criteria. The final page I'm going to do here is Apple. So Apple knocked it out of the park. It's not really a shocker, but Conventions, pretty standard conventions for website navigation. You have your pretty simple nav bar at the top. It's simple, but it's sleek. You have the Apple icon everybody knows. You have the search icon for the search, and then you have the shopping, or you have the kind of little bag icon for your checkout or your cart. There is a very clear hierarchy to the page. As you can see up here, their kind of newest products they're trying to sell, the Apple Watch and the iPad Air, get these bigger boxes along with the Apple Watch SE. And then down here, they have these kind of smaller boxes to highlight other features, but not as prominent features or things they're trying to sell to people as much. Let's see. Links all work, very easy to use. You can tell what is a link and what isn't a link. The page is not noisy whatsoever. Very organized, very clutter-free. Nothing's jumping off the screen at you. Text formatting is done really well. As you can see, you've got Apple Watch in big letters. You've got iPad Air in bigger letters, and then right underneath that, their kind of tag statement in smaller font. The persistent navigation is there, and one cool feature they have here is their secondary navigation is all like little icons, which I think is kind of a cool look to it. So the name of the page, there's not an actual name of the page, but if I click on Mac, then I can see that these are all the the Apple computer products. There are really no "you are here" indicators for Apple's page, just the way they designed it. Everything's kind of one click to a product, and I don't really necessarily think you need the use of "you are here" indicators for this website. The site ID, obviously you see the Apple everywhere, but what Apple did, and I thought it was kind of cool in their design, is they have their ID for each of their different products, and then they have their kind of tagline and learn more with those products. So the Apple Watch, it's the future of health is on your wrist, which is kind of cool. The 4 questions: what is this? What can I do here? What do they have here? Why should I be here, not somewhere else? I don't really need to answer that. It's Apple, so they're kind of killing the game with all of those. So overall, I gave the Apple website a score of a 22 out of 24, just because they didn't have the what am I trying to say here? They didn't have the "you are here" indicators, or didn't leave any breadcrumbs really for navigation throughout the site.